Greetings, I'm Les.
And I am Scandal.
And
let's play a game together.
Oh, God. So this is the Arcana. And,
So, Liz is having kind of a mental breakdown, and I'm kind of like, I'm sort of just gotten over this at this point. I just don't care. I'm like, this has gotten more and more ridiculous.
We don't feel like we're treating Julian like a character. We're feeling like we're treating him like an end goal or an experience, like not like a person. So we're supposed to care about his humanity and whether or not he lives or dies as a person, except for as an object, we're supposed to try and basically get all the touchy-feely, grabby titillation out of him that we can. And I cannot reconcile those two.
It does really seem like, honestly, yeah, all the paid options really well and truly are just about extra titillation fun times, which is fine, but also most games that I've ever played really do go like, this is extra information or something you can learn that will expand the story, but this honestly mostly feels really just like fan service, and that's very frustrating.
What do you want to do? Buy fan service. Why? Anyway.
Nerd, we need to leave now.
So welcome back, everyone. Another lock in the door clicks open. Luckily, there's like 9 of them, somehow echoing in the quiet library. Somehow, I mean, it's quiet. There are still 10 left. That's right, because there's 12. I can hear 2 voices out in the hallway. One of them is Portia's, the other's Nadia. The other Nadia.
Yeah, we already
she
know
really
that.
locked us in. I love it.
Oops, drop my keyring again. I'm so sorry, my lady. My fingers are so slippery today.
It's quite all right, Portia. Perhaps I should try on account... perhaps I should try on account of your slippery fingers.
What? Now, my lady, are you opening doors for me? I promise it'll only be a moment.
Julian turns to me, face pale, and speaks in a hushed tone.
Can we not, put the spell back on it? I won't have you caught in my nest, nerd. When that door opens, you run, you hide, you get out of here. You don't even know how to get out of here.
But I'm not in any trouble. I'm not in trouble, Julian. You are. Why would I need to hide?
What? She'll be too busy arresting me to notice you.
Yeah, but I don't
how can we
understand
not put
how
the
this
spell back on him. When do we have a limit? We've never... So the thing that's bothering me is we've never discussed what the magic is or isn't about at
How it
all.
works
There's
or not.
no discussion. There's no involvement. For us being the magician's apprentice, we are sure shit about anything in regards to explaining magic or talking about magic or having magic as a part of our life or explaining the culture or the history or anything.
Again, Asra apparently is a bad teacher based on we don't know anything. And we are incredibly gifted based on we figured it out anyway. Also going... Do we think Nadia is completely unreasonable? If we say, I've acquired Julian to continue the investigation as I do not have proof of his guilt, do you think she's really just going to be like, nope, guards arrest him right now? Be like, I have him placid and here. We're going to figure this out together. Do you know he did it? What? Do you know he did it?
Well,
do we think she's completely unreasonable in the way that she's treated us so far and that we couldn't have a conversation with her?
Apparently, in some ways,
There aren't exactly many places to hide. Where will I run? Will I jump out the window?
Wait, now we're only thinking about ourselves? What the?
Why would we think about taking his direction at all? Again, we're not in trouble.
He is.
We haven't done anything wrong. I shake my head vehemently, heart beating, a violent rhythm in my chest. I try to ignore the fact that he still has a boner.
You need to go. Use some hocus pocus. Make a hasty getaway. Something.
Why do I need to go? What am I in trouble about?
You dingus. Whatever you have to do, nerd.
I don't understand how I would be in any trouble at all for this circumstance.
We're supposed to be here. You have to stay safe.
How would Nadia make me unsafe? She's actually hired me.
I'm not giving up.
Well, I'm not leaving. Fuck that. I'm not giving up. I won't leave you to face this alone. I'm not guilty by association, and I'm the only one that can defend you.
Damn it, nerd. This time you'll have to see. There's no room in slavery for 2 self-sacrificing fools. Then so you think you're a fool. Good to know you're aware you're a dumbass.
Yeah, and you think we're a fool too.
Well, let me do this for you. If you cut, you could hang alongside me.
How? Why? Yeah, sure, by association, but I don't think that's going to happen. The 9th lock clicks, and then the 8th right after.
Now that took a long time to get to the 9th lock.
Go, nerd.
Go, nerd.
No, why the hell would we leave? If we can leave somehow, he can leave somehow. He grips my arm tight, hands shaking, but the look in his eyes is unwavering. He really intends to sacrifice.
Not eyes.
Sorry, my bad. It keeps going back and forth, so I get stuck.
Okay.
I am the poor reader here, so you know.
That's fine. I support you.
He really intends to sacrifice himself for me. We haven't discovered anything yet. Are you really willing to die without answers?
I've been ready to die since I came to Vesuvia. A few unanswered questions won't make me turn in my coffin.
I shake my head, planting my feet firmly where they are. I won't be moved. And I won't leave you. Another lock, another click. There are only a few left now, and time is running thin.
You're really not going to leave me.
No. He's staring at me like I'm some alien thing, a puzzle he can't quite
Wow,
figure
people
out.
care about me? What did Asra do to you? Damn, did you just, like, not have any friends?
I know.
Dude!
You clearly can't accept the fact that anyone could care about you ever or what that looks like. Again, though, I'm not wanted for murder. I am not in any trouble. And I'm not harboring a criminal by being in the library with you. I can literally play I just found him here.
This line is stupid.
Now
Fine,
we can both
then
leave.
let's get the hell out of here. Now you got some idea. Oh.
Now we can both leave? Since, how can we now both leave? His gaze shoots to the window and the tree far down below. He pitches me out to
You're You can't fly, can you? Turn into some giant birds, maybe.
It's
Isn't
okay.
there a way
We'll
out
just,
of the library?
as far as I know, we used it last time. We just went out of the library by a different exit.
All right, I feel
It's
crazy.
okay, we're just gonna use his cloak as a parachute as we jump down.
Hey, it finally comes into play. This is what the whole thing's for.
No, I can't turn into a giant bird. At least I don't think Asra ever taught me a spell like that. But I can try something else. I cast my magic out frantically, searching for something, anything, an answer. It comes in the form of a whisper. I can feel it on the edge of my magic. Some hidden thing waiting
Are
to be
we
discovered.
now going to fight? So is this
Find
like...
the doorway? I grab Julian's hand, tugging him over behind a bookshelf. Two
Oh my
marble pillars.
god! So the shit that we found in the prologue literally doesn't apply here.
It doesn't
They were
seem
not
to.
expecting us to actually find it.
I guess not. I don't
Then
know.
that completely breaks your story down. So if somebody had paid for that scene, and then they got here and went, but I've already found that, why wouldn't we do that?
Because when we
You
did the
really are
prologue-
assuming nobody wants to buy any of those scenes, or that nobody would, even though you don't direct anyone or guide anyone going, hey, for your first playthrough, don't buy anything, which is what I recommended earlier.
Or those stories just don't affect anything. So originally when we recorded this, we didn't take Portia's tour of the castle because we didn't have enough money. Then we went back and did it in the prologue, even though we didn't record it because it would have been redundant. But somehow, even though we're moving from that prologue where we did do that scene, we don't know how to exit the library. Also, at the beginning of this, we just went out of the library, so we knew how to get out of it.
Like, what?
And behind it, when I brush the plants aside, a small carving, a symbol I know well, one that fills me with hope. It's Faust, and just beneath the surface of the wall, I can feel Asra's magic pulsing.
What?
There's a portal here, something that will take us away. I need time to unlock it. Why?
Huh? What?
The final lock clicks and the door swings slowly open. Time has run out. We're hidden behind the shelf, but they won't stay that way. But we won't stay that way for long. We need to leave.
But you don't need to go anywhere. Like, us as we do not need to go. Julian needs to go.
Again, even if we kicked him out through it and stood in here and go, Asra had to leave on some urgent business, we'd be fine.
Yeah, you'd be perfectly fine. What is this bullcrap?
Like, if Nadia walks in here and goes, nerd, where's your master Asra? And you go, Asra had to leave on some urgent business and didn't come into the library with me. And then she's got Asra with her and goes, well, he's here with me, it's fine, who knows. But
all right, I don't know.
Julian stiffens beside me, as if ready to walk out and surrender. He takes a breath, about to make a move, and... Do I open the portal? Ah, yes! There it is, the hijinks you predicted.
Aha! Countess, what are you looking for me?
I can see them through the gaps in the books, and a jolt of shock runs through me. That's the real Asra. But how did he know?
Because you used your magic and because he felt it and probably went, ooh, boy.
It's fine. He probably can feel it when somebody wears a disguise as him.
No
Or
kidding.
when you do it. Ah, Asra. Not in the library after all. Where's Nerd?
I sent them off to pick up an ingredient from the shop.
What a pity. They could have joined us for dinner. You will join me, will you not?
I'd be delighted, Countess.
Nadia turns to leave, Portia at her heels, but Asra pauses, head tilted just slightly towards us. Our eyes meet from across the room, behind a pillar, under a bookcase, in
Where no one can
the
see.
wall. It's fine.
It's where this is ridiculous.
Beside me, Julian tenses like he's ready to run out and confront him. I don't know where we are. Maybe we're tucked right here and
Yeah.
everyone can see us.
It's fine.
Asra turns abruptly and follows Nadia down the hall, things unspoken, still hanging heavy in the air. And Portia relocks all the locks on the door because that's what you do with this library.
All right.
Behind us, the magical portal suddenly activates, making the stone wall ripple like water in a pond. Okay, That actually sounded like a dick move on Astra's part of going, until I made eye contact with you, I wouldn't let the portal activate, because I needed to show you the weight of the consequences of what you've done, what you're making me do. Like, that does feel like that. It doesn't mean that's what it is. We could have just been working on it and suddenly activated. But that feels like kind of like I'm
a little
really,
disappointed.
I'm judging you.
Like,
you need to know I'm judging you, and now you can have your thing.
It's fine.
Without waiting for him to respond, I pull Julian through and out into freedom. Into the garden!
Hey!
The sun is low on the horizon as we stumble out of the portal and into the garden. We should go to Portia's house and bone there! Hey! Since you're so keen on it, we'd be safer there. No one would be looking for you. In front of us is the fountain and a swaying willow tree whose vines trail gently in the gently babbling water. Can we ask you about the key now, please? Can we? We are out of the palace, but not the grounds. Julian isn't safe yet.
Oh, don't worry. You can just walk right out. Actually, anybody can just walk.
The only two guards. It's okay. We can always go towards the castle, up into the mountains, down the aqueduct, and into the city. We don't have to go out through the main gate at all.
The canal isn't even in public. It's so ridiculous.
It's true. We just have to follow the canal up into the mountains and then down into the city.
I think it was a canal and an aqueduct. I couldn't even care. I was like, I thought I was like slowly losing my mind as we were going through that, so I really couldn't keep track of that whole section. Like, also, what's going on?
Can we ask about your damn key? Maybe show you some of the stuff we've seen? Additionally, the guards weren't at the front gate. There was no one there.
No kidding.
But while wandering the garden, I've seen paths leading away from the palace.
Yes, and we've wandered down one of them.
At the beginning of this actual story, in fact. Did we forget? When Asra wiped our memory in the prologue, did it affect us and bleed into other areas in the stories afterwards? What happened? Come on, I know a way out. Because I used it to get out when I first ran into you in the city at the beginning of this arc.
Are we at night or daytime? This looks like nighttime shadow rather than daytime shadow.
It looks like sunset.
I can't
We walk
tell.
side by side, hands brushing against each other every so often. But Julian is quiet. After a little while walking, we hear some footsteps in the leaves up ahead, both of us tense, ready to run.
Asra. Oh, damn. There you are. I wasn't sure I'd find you.
Good job.
Asha, you're all right.
Why does he think everyone else is in trouble? No one even knows we're palling around with him as far as we know. So why would he have any reason to think any of the rest of us have any trouble to deal with? Also, he's just projecting onto everyone, isn't he? He's just exploding internally.
It's okay if it's not us projecting onto everyone and being a doormat for everyone else's feelings and appropriations. Why not?
She points it out! Oh my god, she points it out!
Oh! Why wouldn't I be? I mean, we're not all fugitives on the run from the law, Ilya.
Thank you.
Your handsome magician friend Asra came and helped me out.
That's nice.
Oh boy, it was a shock when he arrived. I don't know what I was going to do, and then poof, there he was. You magic types are really amazing. How did he know how to find us?
That's a good question. I didn't leave a note this morning, but maybe Faust was watching us? Maybe Astra knows more than he's saying, since he always doesn't say anything and knows things? Who knows?
Hi. Anyways, it's not really safe to keep moving. It's so safe to not keep... Really not safe to keep moving until the garage change shifts later tonight. So come to my little cottage. I'll keep you warm in front of my brother.
Or I'll just put you away in my cottage and I'll walk away and pretend like I don't know what you're going to do.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's fine.
Come on, I'll take you to my cottage. Guards don't come around there for some reason.
My bird guards it with a cat. And she leads us deeper into the garden, because I didn't think to go to her cottage first for some reason. Also, I didn't walk past any guards when I walked straight the fuck out of the grounds before. This game's getting me so irritated I'm cursing. I don't usually curse very much. I really don't.
I know. You don't need to be defensive to me. I'm just giggling because it's true.
Fireflies glow softly in the garden, echoing the twinkling stars in the sky above us as we settle on the log bench. I wonder if they use this same illustration in one of Portia's routes too.
Probably.
We're safe here, inside. I can hear the bustle of Portia in her kitchen, glasses clinking and metal scraping against pans. You mean she's already off shift? She doesn't have to do anything during dinner while the Countess has a guest?
You're kidding! She's always there!
She does everything! How did she get off duty?
Oh my god, what's going on?
Julian sits next to me, our shoulders brushing against each other every so often. Well, it looks like a small cottage, that's reasonable. He frowns, tilts his head up to watch a firefly float lazily past, and lets out a low sigh. This is that family thing you were talking about, and you're having a surreal experience with yourself now, going, me, a partner potentially, my sister here, feels like family and safety. It's all fake, but I'll take it. Hi.
I didn't expect to see Asra again.
Yeah, did it hurt?
You really saved our hides in there. Yeah. We have a history, he and I.
I know you do, actually.
I can
We
tell.
can tell. Additionally, why are you undressed again? You just
Why does this happen?
took almost everything off for some
Sure.
reason.
I'm so relaxed! My nipples are free!
I'm also just like, and yet you won't take your gloves off for anything. It's
I
fine.
know.
We've never seen your hands. We don't even know if you have them. It's
I mean,
fine.
we have
No,
in the
I
other ones,
know.
but it's like, looking back, I think I made a lot of assumptions about him, about us.
You mean like how you assumed that you and I were into each other, or that I was into you, or the reason I was hanging around you was because of dating? You do make a lot of assumptions, sir. You also assume for some reason that all of us are going to be in trouble by association, even when no one knows we're associating with you?
That's fine. Maybe if I hadn't...
Maybe he would have stayed with you.
So I'm not holding on to it, you know? I think it's better for both of us if I move on.
You dumped him too, didn't you? And then he got angry because you were being stupid.
That makes sense to me. I think I might have been pretty selfish with him, at least from what I remember.
Oh, demanding, were you?
Ah.
Only thinking about yourself. Well, that fits your character so far, unfortunately.
Oh, shock!
Are you still the same person you were back then?
The arc remains.
Ah,
Thank God, I hope not. Jerry's still out, though. I mean,
I
you're
see.
probably similar enough, honestly.
I have to take a second and give props to the artist for drawing his expression on Astra's face, though. That was well done. It was very charming.
I hate to say it, you could just sort of like copy, paste.
It
bits.
looks cheesy, but also it's an extra mile, and I appreciate it.
No, it was very good. It was awesome. And done! Eat up quick! We got to get you out of here soon. After we've been here, all night and whatever else, it's fine.
Or we've just been here this evening. Who freaking knows? And also, when the guards change, I guess. Portia sets a plate of steaming food in front of each of us and drops down to sit beside us in the garden. We're just
not hungry.
outdoors doing this. It's fine. Pepe follows close on her heels, swishing around her legs before approaching us to sniff curiously.
Especially because it's a freaking... Or it was a Siamese, so it's very
Should be very vocal. Julian looks stricken for a split second, as if realizing for the first time he's at Portia's home.
Look at everything you've accomplished without me. You sod! You're making
know
this
what?
about you again! Look how sad I am! Look how desperate I am! I haven't done anything with my life!
My sister is even successful without any help from useless me!
I mean, I don't mean to tell you, but you're not wrong.
You were
like,
trying. You seem to be busy making yourself as useless as possible, and then hating yourself.
And then also being like, I will self-insert myself as I need to be the one that needs to be here, but you weren't even here, so what's wrong with that?
I also need to be responsible for everything I did do and everything I didn't do. It's all bad. There's nothing good I've ever done.
Oh, is this one of our grandma's secret recipes? I haven't had this in a long time. Tastes just the same, Portia. Though it's a little undersalted, isn't it? You've got enough salt for all of us.
Honestly, she's got enough salt for all of us.
She's like, I'm so done.
He's not super salty, but my dear, you are.
Uh-huh.
Julian laughs and ducks a cuff aimed at his head. Pep! Reaching out to wrap an arm around Portia's shoulders.
Hopefully she's eating. Please tell me she's eating. Why did she just hand us food and then be like, you can eat. It's fine. I'll sit here and watch you.
Because I'll have dinner after I get you the hell out of here.
Right? Do I? Should I serve some then? Be careful on your scale, nerd off.
You think I'm so delicate? Maybe I am. Who knows? Portia gives me a bright smile and then
She
turns
has her
back
own
to her
food.
food,
Thank God.
looking radiantly happy in the moonlight.
have family again.
Where am I supposed to be taking Julian, dear Ilya, to? Can I get him out of the city now? Can I ask about the key now? Are you going to show your sister the key?
Yeah, I know.
Will you tell her you made any progress at all?
I still don't understand. what
Also,
you're
can
doing.
we ask her why they're suddenly cleaning up the Count's room? She was with the Countess, so she should be able to maybe have asked some questions as they ushered them all to dinner, or while she stayed there serving it, because we were wandering around the garden that long.
It's fine, I
She
need a
heard-
beer.
Heard Asra and the Countess talking? Conversation flows easy and free. It's almost enough to make me forget everything else that's happened, and that is still happening and hasn't stopped. This, right here, with Julian and Portia. It feels right. I do want to date them both. I've got it. Period.
Excellent.
That's my choice. Julian goes quiet after a long moment, staring down into his hands and his empty plate. Peppy climbs into his lap, purring loudly, and curls into a little ball, blinking slowly up at him. Very happy. Slow blink is the happy cat motion. Just so you know, slow blink is the I trust you cat face. If you know cat psychology and cat behavior, when they do the slow blink, it is an affectionate gesture of I will trust you not to make me unsafe. It's very, very genuine, very sweet.
Mm-hmm. You have a good life here, Portia.
Running yourself ragged, doing every single chore, being in charge of everything there is, working 16-hour days.
Oh,
it's fine. It's a great life. He shakes his head, trying to clear the thought from his face, but succeeds only in ruffling his hair. So just about that comment.
I've become a
It
parrot.
is not bad to necessarily work very hard or to work very long days. However, your employer should not mistreat or misuse your labor and expect overworking from you. Usually when you live on the land, you are paid a standardized stipend, sort of like a salary. So the more you work, the less you get paid for your time.
It's true.
And so the way she has expressed and displayed herself to be working, it sounds like she is being overused. Even if she herself is taking on the labor, no one else is helping her delegate, and she seems to be in charge of way too much. She does seem happy with it, but she also seems like she's always running herself ragged. And sometimes the only thing you have to take pride in is your work, so you don't consider the fact that you're running yourself ragged, or maybe you should have other priorities or be allowed to have them.
It's true.
That's what I was nodding to.
If things weren't the way they are, if I was a free man, a better man, could I have this?
You know what? You could. Let's ask about that key and see if we figured anything out.
Yeah, sure, let's figure out the key. That's foolish to think about. Just another pipe dream.
Not as bad as your idea in the library. This is a much better idea.
This is way.
So let's run away. You can have this.
No, confront your goddamn issues. You dingus, you've been running away for most of the time.
Let's run away sounds like I want to be with you, and you can have this sounds like we've already solved it. Not you could have this. It's you can have this.
I don't know, let's just read it. You can have this.
You can. You can have this. You can have this, Julian. We just need to clear your name.
Can I? Even if we clear my name, when we spend every night together, something will ruin this feeling. Maybe I'll sabotage it myself without meaning to. I mean, if you're gonna be a sourpuss, yeah, you bet. Honestly, it's one of those things where you ever be around somebody, you're like, I really like you. You literally cannot stop being a negative Nancy. Like, I get you're upset and you're depressed. Maybe you should get help for that, because I should not be caretaking for all of this and constantly going, here, let me fix you. Here, let me fix you. Let me make this better. And
I will be your therapist, your mother, your partner, and your best friend. I will also be your caretaker. I'll also be your parent. I'll be everything to you.
Which
by
is
myself and a boy.
Unhealthy.
It's very inappropriate. What I was going to say is, of course you won't ruin it. We'll get you with a good therapist and you'll learn how to make choices that serve you better and create a life you enjoy more.
No kidding.
Sorry, without meaning to. Well, if we actually learn to communicate, we might be all right. Especially... Excuse me, goodness. Sorry, hot chocolate getting to me. Especially if we actually look into your issues and why you hate yourself so much. And it's not only me solving it. You actually have Portia there. You have other friends there. You have Asra there. You deal with some of your demons. You actually address what's making you sad and frustrated. You actually go, I feel like I'm self-sabotaging. We go, great. Let's get more people in on this and help you.
And let's talk about that self-sabotaging feeling.
It is so hard. Is it so hard to let yourself be happy? It can be.
Yes. We're in this together, Ilya.
You won't be alone in a void with Nerd or yourself.
If you start ruining things, one of us will stop you. Until you learn how to stop yourself.
We'll both therapy you, because we don't know where a good therapist is in this kingdom.
Which is possibly accurate considering the time period, but...
But you know what? Astra's very wise. He could also help if you could get over yourself there, too. Unless, of course, he hates you in an irreparable way. But I think he likes me enough that he'd help you anyway.
Even if it's just talking to you, rather than just talking directly to...
Yeah.
You know, to Julian there. I wanted to call him Ilya, and I kept going, nope, wrong. I believe in you. You've made it this far, haven't you? Yes, I made a mess of things along the way.
I mean, you just keep being weirdly touchy-feely, and I want to panic and dive into sex when I'm stressed. So, honestly, the fact that you seem to want to use sex as a coping device, which can work in some circumstances, but in this case is extremely dangerous given your timing, means...
I will not lose my eyes into my head, it's fine.
You need a different set of coping mechanisms, and then you will make less of a mess along the way. That's all. You just seem like you only have one coping mechanism.
Yeah. Maybe my mistake was trying to do everything alone. No shit, Sherlock!
That actually is a large part of your mistake. Well done. Good introspection. Well seen.
I thought if I kept you two out of it, I could keep you safe. Honestly, honey bun, I still don't know what the crap is going on in its entirety, so darling, if you could enlighten me as to what the crap is going on.
What happened in the past, actually? Oh, I don't remember. Who else knows? Who else
What
was
are the
involved?
things you remember around it? What was your relationships like with everyone else that you can remember?
What is your last memory in the castle ever? What did you even do in the castle? How much time did you spend there? What did the plague look like?
What were you doing?
What were the circumstances which you came to the castle? Do you not remember any of your history or just around that? Ah!
But you just barreled on ahead and involved yourself anyway. Are you?
Yes,
Because you also asked for it, basically.
You really did run
Okay, that
yourself
sounds
into
really
other people's
victim
lives.
shaming in this situation, but I'm really like, you really basically threw yourself into our way and like going like, I need help. Now I understand people are allowed to say no, so I'm like, yeah, okay, that sounds really inappropriate now that I'm thinking about it a little bit more.
He went to go ask for help from Asra, assumably, and ended up with us instead. So it's not like he was trying to do everything by himself, it's just that he dropped what he was trying to do once Astra wasn't there. The one time he had an idea to go ask someone for help, that person wasn't there and he just freaked out.
Right? Well, and the thing is, I guess I will say in this situation, I feel like it's not a gross exaggeration of going, you really were asking for help? Like, what the crap? You know? Like, this sort of feels dismissive of going, yeah, well, you just did this, you got in my way. And it's like, but we didn't! You kept basically going...
You kept showing up in our space, actually. We wouldn't have never
invaded
found
the shop multiple times, you showed up. I was like...
We ran into you
Also,
in
the thing
street.
is that we needed to find you anyway to just try to help clear your name, which is a thing we haven't freaking talked to him about, but fine.
We haven't talked about what we've been hired for to him at all, nor has Portia mentioned it.
I think I need your help.
You really?
We'll figure this out. So long as we're all together.
And we can even ask Asra about it now. He's here and he's very smart.
If you don't want to leave, Ilya, if you really want answers, we'll help you get them.
I'll hide you under my bed during the day, it's fine.
As long as you don't push us away. You're right.
Also, we need to get you a bath.
I'm sorry it took me so long to realize. Thank you for the damn apology.
Apologies are really important.
Very accepted.
Like, super.
I'm not surprised. You've always been dense. But you got it, eventually.
And you apologized and admitted you were wrong. Both are good steps and respectful of other people.
And also recognizing you need help. So one of the steps that I really like is actually just the recognition that something is wrong and that you need help.
Yes.
And that you want help.
Portia yawns loudly and then looks a little sheepish about it. She needs to get us out of here if she's going to get us out of here, unless she's forgotten when the guard changes.
Oops, looks like I better head to bed. I have to wake up at dawn to work.
Okay, so are
I
you
thought you
going to
were
get us out of here
leave.
or not? Like,
What?
do we know when the guard changes? Do we not need you?
Nadia, you'll be fine escorting him out to the gardens alone.
As long as I know when the guard changes, which I don't. Also, Nadia's not going to think it's weird that I'm spending a third night away from the castle with no announcement or communication at all?
That's not the only thing.
I nod. I know these gardens well now. I can find our way home.
What?
How do I know them well
I
when
didn't know my own damn house well enough after 3 days. Thank you. I was still having panic attacks about whether or not there were people who may or may not be in the building.
I also, like...
What?
How do I now know these gardens well enough when I just walked to your house? I don't know.
Thank you, nerd, for being on his side.
With a final smile, she heads back into the cottage. Peppy lifts her head to watch, then settles back down in Julian's lap.
Why wouldn't she hug her brother, say goodnight, and say I love you?
Why wouldn't she?
I know that people have different languages of affection, but I'm like, damn it.
Why wouldn't you hug him? Why wouldn't you touch him? Why wouldn't you have some sort of, like, supportive, I'm still with you gesture? I mean, she's been physical with him before, going,
Right.
I will hug you. I'm
I
so
will
happy
touch
to
you."
see you.
Yeah?
And
They seem very physical with each other, and then suddenly just being like, hi, I'm just going to very stiffly, good night, and then not really acknowledge him or go and be like, you dingus, you better be around here when I see you tomorrow, or something like that.
Right. Also, she should make him promise that he's going to still be there. That can really help people. I have to be accountable to my sister to survive the night.
Or being like, I can't wait to see you tomorrow. You're going to be here, right? You know, we could stand still a little longer in the garden if you wanted to, with me.
Is this going to be a premium option where you actually are in danger again?
I know it's selfish. When I'm around you, I'm going to keep going back to the same loop over and over again. Sometimes I want to be selfish.
You are self-centered all the time, dear. You're so unhappy you can't think about anyone but you. So it's not like you're a bad person, but you need to get help first. And also, it is not as important to try and make out with you as it is to try and save your life. Maybe the other romance arcs will be easier if we're not trying to avoid your death to date you. At least everyone else's life won't be in peril.
Right? Is that alright? Am I really allowed to be? I mean, you've been selfish a lot.
Actually,
Like, let's be real. Like, genuinely. So the idea of him going, I figured everything out. It was like, that was incredibly selfish. You didn't think to ask anyone else who might care about you, who might think about you. Like,
additionally, just dropping us off at, our place / Astra's place and just being like, well, that's the end. Bye. That's very selfish as well. That didn't include us at all. Oh my God, it really is. It's a premium choice of, let's just waste our time here. It's like, no, if there's a changing of the guard that we need to deal with, we should really go. I'm not going to stay here and make out with him on his sister's front porch in the middle of the garden.
Or you're just kind of exploring. I don't know. Like,
I
think it's very silly.
I haven't had a single option with him that doesn't mean touch Julian more.
I know!
It doesn't get us answers. It doesn't ask about the key he found. It doesn't ask about what he learned or maybe remembered. It's starting to come together. I'm starting to remember some things. What are you starting to remember? We've asked about nothing that's pertinent to him at all. We've just kind of sat there and been passive, and I'm sorry. It's not a premium option, but I think we should go. I do not know how to be this character other than leaving. We really should go before our luck runs out with the guards. So sure, you're allowed to be selfish. Sure, if I want to make out with you, I'm still interested in doing it. But we should get out of this space while the guard changing is happening and then potentially do it somewhere else safer.
No
we
kidding.
can go make out at my damn house if you want to.
If you really want to, and
Or
you're
we can-
still interested, then you're safe for sure.
Or in theory.
Or more safe in theory.
Also, we could talk to Asra, because he's going to go home and not spend the night at the castle, which might be a really good place to go right now and deal with this. Julian nods, but makes no move to get up yet. That's because there's a cat in his lap, and cats are precious, and you need to let them lay
You
there.
should love them.
In fact, he's staring up at me like he wants nothing more than to stay here with me forever.
Oh.
And because you don't want to disturb the cat.
The
Very
cat.
important.
Nerd. What you did for me today, I won't forget it. I'm not used to accepting help. Actually, I'm pretty bad at it. Really, I would have never guessed.
I never noticed, but this is important, in fact.
I
Because
know.
while someone can mock him, we can at least go, he's still admitting where his faults are, which means that is the first step to potential change. It doesn't mean it's guaranteeing change. In the same way that someone could go, I realize I've been a bad person, and that doesn't make them a better person.
Yeah.
But if they do realize it, it allows them space to potentially change it. So him going, I realize I'm bad at accepting help, is a really good place to be to show
absolutely.
character growth. I have noticed.
Have you? Hey, about last night. It's getting harder and harder to keep pushing you away. Last night, that was my last-ditch effort.
How many times have you tried to push me away, actually?
It's been 4 days. My dude, my man,
You
my
have-
bro.
You have no
My
endurance at all. My last ditch effort. It was at the 3-day mark. I can never try to push you away again. I am head over heels, which means I'm standing up or sitting up because my head is always above my heels. And you know what? Despite disturbing this cat or not, I'm just going to tell you, I really like you and I have no ability to ignore it anymore. I can't even hold out as long as Edward Cullen.
Tell me who I am out loud.
Say it!
Out loud.
You know what? Let's just go back to my place and Asra's place and let's talk this out. Also, tell me about the damn key.
But it didn't work, so,
He shifts toward me like he craves the closeness, but isn't sure he's
Cat.
allowed it. Very carefully shifts over.
No.
Cat stares up at him thoughtfully like, what's going on?
What are you doing?
We just barely not touching now. He leans forward a little more, the distance between us closing slowly. I reach over and pet the cat.
So I'm changing tactics. If pushing you away didn't work, then I'll stop pushing.
Okay, that might be a good idea. Maybe we can get something done. Maybe we'll actually speak to each other. Who knows?
I do, right?
Our lips brush together once, twice. Then he's cupping my cheek and pressing forward like a man starved.
Cat.
Cat, excuse me, hang on.
I'm
Whoa.
disturbed. What is...
I am now being
Meow.
shifted as you're leaning. I'm starting to slide a bit.
I mean, I've seen some really, pushy Siamese, so they sit there and yell at you for a while, and then they're like,
like,
and then just
I'm gonna start trying to push myself into support. As you lean over, I'm gonna try and keep my perch. Going, excuse me, this is where I am.
Begging pardon? No.
I tangle I tangle a hand in his hair, kissing back harder. Neither of us pulls away until we're both out of breath. And the cat is pawing and yowling at us aggressively. Meow, 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 meow.
Sorry it took so long for me to really see you, nerd. I was looking at Asra the whole time.
It was really how much you
fine.
resemble Asra in mannerisms and behavior and speech. I just couldn't get past it.
Yeah, we aren't out of the woods yet. Not even close. Yay! The key! That key I found in the library!
It's the key I found in the library.
There's a key in the library.
There's a key in the library. If this were a musical, it'd be like, it's that key found in the library. That key, what key, what key?
The key in the library.
It's the key in the library. Oh my god.
In library. I don't know what it means. I don't know what we'll find. But I think if you're here with me, I can face it. Whatever happens.
As long as you also realize that I'm also not in trouble. That will help us a lot.
Yes. I get slowly to my feet and I offer you my hand.
Oh, sure. I take his hand. I ask him to remove his creaky glove that's been exposed to many and multitudinous things.
That
and maybe
might
I can
actually
hold
kill me.
His actual hand. I take it, gripping firmly,
And die instantly.
and follow him off into the night. We dump the cat unceremoniously on the
forgot
ground.
about the cat!
And we don't acknowledge her at all. And we walk away while she stares at us sadly and eventually wanders back into the house. Like, we just
Portia,
unceremoniously.
shut up!
We just, Portia going, honey, why aren't you inside? Come here, sweetie.
Alright, well, I guess that's the end.
Let's just call it there. So there we are. That was fascinating experience.
So I guess
If you have
anyway.
opinions, we love to hear them.
And honestly, you guys, it was really nice to have you here. And if you actually like any of our other content, you're more than welcome actually to go check out our audiobook channel where we actually primarily do a focus on voice acting. But we are doing a lot of, big like movie or like book previews. I mean, we've done, I guess, movie previews, if you want to consider Netflix Witcher a movie, right? But I guess other than that, though, this has been Scandal.
And I have been Liz.
And it was great playing with you.
Bye!